Hello, guys. How's everything? Welcome to the Witness Without Identity channel. It's a YouTube channel, and also I have a podcast that comes once a week on Saturday. So today I want to talk about the issue with Kylie Jenner, guys. Okay, so Kylie Jenner, there's a big issue with her. She got a lot of backlash because of the GoFundMe situation, where she goes uh she basically she has a makeup artist that got into a car accident, and the makeup artist needs help. And basically the makeup artist the friend of the makeup artist put money on the GoFundMe. Like, I think they've already put 6,000, and then she ended up putting 5,000, and she got a lot of backlash for that. And many people uh on both sides of the fence. I talked to friends, they're on the other side, they're on the Kylie Jenner side, and me, I'm on the other side. I think she should have give more, or maybe not even help. And but also I have nuanced view about the situation. I don't think it is Kylie Jenner job to give people money. I definitely don't think so. But what I'm saying to you is, like, when you take on the job, you do it correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's You don't do it halfway or no way. I think she did it no way. I'm going to explain to you why. I mean, there's a lot of situation why. There's a lot of reason why. But I want you first to listen to the Young Turk. It's a show that's online. It's a pretty good show, and they give their views, and I think I agree with it. And I'm going to discuss what they are talking about. Listen to what they are saying. It's This is how I think of it. Thank you.
In a tragic car accident recently, and as a result, he suffered some head injuries and needed to have emergency surgery. Now, we live in America where if you don't have the right kind of insurance that costs you a lot of money per month, you're going to have to pay a lot out of pocket. And there was a crowdfunding page set up in order to raise $60,000 for this emergency surgery. Now, most people learned about this tragic accident after Kylie Jenner posted about it in an Instagram story. I want to share a quick screenshot of that where she says, "May God watch over you and protect you. Makeup by Samuel. Everyone take a moment to say a prayer for Sam, who got into an accident this past weekend, and swipe up to visit his family's GoFundMe." Okay. Now, Kylie Jenner is actually getting a lot of backlash for that post because Kylie Jenner is notoriously wealthy. In fact, back in, I believe, 2017, Forbes ran a feature about how she's a self-made billionaire. Turns out that she's actually not self-made, which wasn't surprising, but also is unlikely to actually be a billionaire. But she is very, very wealthy. In fact, so wealthy that her fans were livid that she was asking for these donations when $60,000 is really nothing for Kylie Jenner. She could easily just snap her fingers, pay that amount, help out her friend and makeup artist, and we're good to go. But that's not what happened. She donated $5,000, and that did lead to quite a bit of backlash. I'm going to give you examples of what people are saying and how Kylie Jenner responded in just a minute. But I do think it's important to note that Kylie Jenner spends a lot of money on a lot of dumb things. And if she's concerned about her friend and this makeup artist, then she should have just helped him out. But let's take a look at this video so you kind of get a better understanding of why people are upset. Her huge social media following also brings in a hefty income for Kylie through sponsored posts. The estimated value of a single post is $1 million. She's posted ads for Quay sunglasses, Teamy Blends Detox Tea, Sugar Bear Hair Vitamins, and more. Kylie's social media is also where we can see how she spends her millions. In 2016, she purchased a 1.4-acre Hidden Hills compound, which includes a 1,300-square-foot mansion, for $12 million. Over the last 2 years, Kylie has bought at least 5 other properties totaling more than $40 million. With all those properties, she definitely has the space to store all of her luxury cars. Since receiving a $225,000 black Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon for her 16th birthday, Kylie has amassed a pretty impressive luxury car collection. I mean, guilty. Like, let's just wrap it up. Okay, no, let's not wrap it up. That's actually not what I think. Let me give you more details. Samuel Rada is the name. No, It's more complicated than that. Oh, no, it's not. But here's the thing, Jank. It's not up to individuals to pay for the medical expenses for workers. The government should do it. Like that, it's a broken system. At the end of the day, it's a broken system. First of all, the system is broken when this person.
Yeah, so you see, Kylie Jenner, she makes $1 million per post. I did a comparison of money. I tried to compare the money. I did the calculation of Kylie Jenner. So basically, this is what I did. Like, so basically, okay, so she's worth $700 billion, right? $700 billion. So, one, two, three, one, two, three. So I calculated that $700 billion is equal to $5,000, right? Like if you put the percentage at 0.000071%, at 0.00071%, the Kylie Jenner Kylie Jenner give 0.00071% of her money. That's equal to $5,000. Now let's look at the average Joe, right? The average Joe, somebody that's worth like we can go to the low class or the average class. Let me see. Somebody that's worth $10,000. Let's say somebody's worth $10,000, right? Like that could be anybody in the street, any truck drivers or whatever, worth $10,000. So let's look at that. That is $10,000. That is equal to, so the person should be given, if your net worth is $10,000, you give 0.071 cents. That is crazy. So $10,000 is 0.07 cents. If you worth $50,000, you give 35 cents. $50,000 is 35 cents. Wow, $50,000 is 35 cents. So $100,000. Let me see. If you are worth $100,000, if let's say you want to follow Kylie, you want to follow her footstep. If you're worth $100,000, you will give 0.70 cents. If you're worth 120, you will give 0.85 cents. I mean, you get the gist, right? So basically, Kylie Jenner is giving like pocket change that doesn't even matter. So basically, like a security guard that's like, let's say a security guard or a driver that's worth like $1,000 only. Let's say that somebody's worth $1,000. They have nothing. No, they only have a savings of $1,000. That person will give 0.007 cents, and there's no money for this. You cannot create money for this. Because the one penny, right, is equal to 0.01 decimal, one penny. And so if somebody is worth $1,000, right, so basically I'm comparing the average class, the middle class, and the working class to Kylie Jenner, what she has done, right? Kylie Jenner, the goodness of her heart, right? She decided to give 0.0071% of her money, right? That's what she decided to give, right? So 700 billion people, 700. So she decided to give that, and she gave $5,000. Basically, what I'm saying to people, $5,000 is the money that Kylie Jenner spends on a minute. She makes about, I think, $500,000 per day. She's worth like, she has like $1 million per post. You see what I'm saying? So I personally feel that she should not have do that. Like, if you don't want to give, don't give, and that's fine. Let the people deal with their problem. I think that was totally selfish, and like, and and maybe she's not aware. Maybe she's, because I don't think, like, if she was aware, she would make that mistake, because of course people are gonna come at you. I think some people are not. Some people never felt poverty. I cannot live in their shoes, but you can imagine. Let's say you never felt poverty. Maybe that's the way you feel about things. Like, but I actually think it's the opposite. If you see that you always have money, I thought, like, in my mind, you should be more sensitive to the people that don't, because you see that you always have it, so you feel. But maybe I'm wrong about this, because I feel like, but it seems like the way the world works is that you need to be living in poverty to feel it, to understand it. I'm making an argument that I think like if you're a good person and you're rich, you're super rich, super privileged, you should care actually more about the poor. I don't know if I'm correct. You guys can you guys can comment on this, but I think you should care more about the poor. The reason why I say this is like this is the way I look at life, right? You look at all the money you're making, right? And you have a great life. And this year, about 500,000 people died of COVID, right? 500,000 people died of COVID. So you see that nothing like that in your neighbors, all those things has happened to them, and you none of that has happened to you. What has happened to you? You became richer. So I'm saying to you, if you're a good person, that's why I'm doubting. I don't know what Kylie is. I don't know if she's a good person or a bad person. But if you're a good person, you're gonna be like a little bit uncomfortable, flaunting your wealth. But she's uncomfortable. She's not uncomfortable flaunting your wealth, but she's very comfortable showing how greedy she can be, or selfish she can be. It's weird, and I don't like to say that about her. I don't think she's. I think maybe she grew up in a bad environment, and maybe it's not her fault. That's what I think of sometimes about her. It's like, who would know? I mean, what if you and I we grew up in that environment? That environment could have messed us up also. So I don't want to be judging people too much, but I still think it's a one thing to do, to give somebody, while you're a billionaire, like to give somebody 0.00076% of your money. Why do you have to go that low? But now they say that the GoFundMe, the limit was at 10,000. Okay, that's good. GoFundMe was at 10,000, but the medical bill was at 60,000. And the GoFundMe, the way it works, you don't need to stop at 10,000. You can give more. So basically, no matter which way you flip it, because I heard that argument, she gave the balance. Okay, let's say she did that. That's actually bad. Also, think about this. The guy had an accident, right? And the medical bill is definitely higher than 10,000. She knows that. So she gave exactly the 5,000, 10,000. That's somebody that is cheap and greedy. When you do that, you don't give exactly. You give a little bit more. It's like it's kind of like you give a tip. You give a little bit more. You don't just give exactly just to close because the GoFundMe tells you 10,000. I think like if you're a good person, what you're gonna do? You're gonna ask a question. Like, why isn't the limit higher? That's what she should do. I think what she should do is like, hey, I'm gonna put 20,000 or 30,000, and you guys can chip in the rest, even more, because beyond the medical bill, I want to give him money to make him whole. You can say that too, but she decided to go not to go that way, and so this is where we are, guy, with Kylie. Um, yeah, it's a sad story, man. The Kylie story. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. It's like, yeah, this is what she feels she should do. Like, yeah. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about what I'm talking about here. I think it's a very interesting topic. This topic of billionaires. How do you think they should deal with donation? I believe I'm saying to you, when they donate, they should go all the way. Then, if they want to be cheap and donate, do not donate, because that actually messes up their image. You know what I'm saying? A billionaire cannot donate a small amount of money. They cannot do that. They cannot donate 0.00007 cents, 0.00071 percent of their money. They cannot do that. They should give more. So that's what I'm saying, guys. So I think I'm gonna go to another part of the video, because Jink Huger from the Young Turk made some interesting point. I want you guys to listen to that. Okay. She's real. Okay, look, we actually have a fun poll on this in a second that compares her to her other awful sister. But first, I want to double down on the two things Anna's saying. First of all, you don't get to brag about being a billionaire and then ask people for money to help your friend and not chip in that much. That's like, it's so Trumpian. Oh, I'm the richest. Look at all my cars. Look at all my houses. And I'm going to lie to Forbes and I'm going to say I'm a billionaire when I have whatever it is, 600 million, 800 million. What difference does it make, right? There are press reports that she makes $450,000 a day. Okay? So no, you don't get to ask us for money. No, guilty. Okay? So now, but overall, Anna's point is the most important one, which is, God damn it, let's do Medicare for all. What are we doing?
Anderson Cooper asks every time a progressive suggests Medicare for all, how are you going to pay for that? With goddamn Kylie's money. That's how we're going to pay for it, okay? Apparently the rich don't know what to do with their money. How many Mercedes does she need? How many mansions does she need? Look, guys, it's not to be punitive, okay? It's because I'm just saying something that is literal. Obviously, there's a lot of room to tax the wealthy. Tons and tons and tons of room to tax them, right? But we will not tax them. It's driving unbelievable income inequality. 40% of the country is bankrupted by a $400 problem. 40% of the country, that's over 100 million people. Meanwhile, Kylie's like, oh, should I take this Mercedes or that Mercedes? That's so funny. Let's make my fans pay for my friends' medical expenses. No, it's not. No, it's outrageous. So the reality is every other developed, civilized country in the world has universal health care. We're the only ones who don't. Why? It is on behalf of the Kylie Jenners and the Donald Trumps. They want to protect all of their money in their infinite greed and refuse to do a system that is just and, by the way, costs half as much because of their insatiable greed. And so as we go into the poll, look, for the Kardashians and the Jenners, they should, I was almost going to do a petition instead of a poll, a petition to rename them, their last name, to late stage capitalism, because that's what they are. You know, it's interesting, though, because one other takeaway from this story is just how much the culture has changed. Because the early years of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you know, flaunting that kind of wealth was something that brought in pretty significant ratings, right? And it was because I think at that point, most Americans were still delusional enough to think, like, no, this is the land of opportunity. I'm watching what my future can be. I can be wealthy and successful like that, too. But I think with what most Americans are experiencing right now, especially during the pandemic, when the government failed to fulfill its one and only role of protecting the American people, it's just become abundantly clear that this system is broken. And for those who continue to flaunt their wealth like the Kardashians do, they seem to be pretty puzzled at the negative reaction they've been getting. And this isn't the first time. I don't remember if it was Kim Kardashian's birthday. One of them was celebrating a birthday, and they decided to rent an entire island during the pandemic because they wanted to party and have a good time, even when things were shut down, even as, you know, hundreds of thousands of people were dying from this virus. And they were shocked at the backlash they got from that. Yeah, you're getting backlash because it is tone deaf. And it's so disconnected from the experience, the lived experiences of pretty much every other American in this country right now. I do want to just quickly give you one quick example of, a tweet that was out there. Complex Sneakers put out something saying Stormy, that's Kylie Jenner's child, got her own pair of dad's PlayStation Dunks. This made me realize how old I am because I don't know what that is, and that does not sound fascinating, but it does seem very expensive. And one person responded with, her outfit is worth more than my life. And I think that's what people see whenever the Kardashians and the Jenners flaunt their wealth like this. Now, in response to the criticism, Kylie Jenner says this: I saw my current makeup artist and friend Ariel post about Sam's accident and his family's GoFundMe. It compelled me to visit his GoFundMe, which was set at $10,000, Jenner wrote. Now, remember, the stories that I read said that it was set at $60,000, so there's a conflict there. No, she also lying. Says, let me be clear. Yeah. She's definitely lying. She says that it was originally set at $10,000. I think that you're right that she was misleading people. She says they had already raised $6,000, so I put in $5,000 to reach their goal, right? So she's trying to make herself out to be the good guy here. She's like, I don't know how all of this got so twisted, but his family has reached out through Ariel and are very appreciative. So she's basically saying, get off me. I'm just trying to be the good guy here, and I didn't do anything wrong. So, look, again, I think that I get why people are irritated with how she handled it, but Kylie Jenner is not the root of the problem, right?
Yes, I think I agree with the young Turk. She's not the root of the problem. She's just the symptom, and it's true. I mean, it's not a job to help us with Medicare for all. That's not what she is for. So I do agree with that. That totally. So guys, please subscribe to my channel. I like to have those discussion, difficult discussion. You guys should just subscribe to my channel and then let me know what you guys think, guys. It's a pretty interesting topic. This topic. Take care, guys. Subscribe to the channel and please comment. Just comment on the channel. Thank you.